Well, good morning. We have a few announcements. Prayer meeting and teaching from the Gospel of Mark this evening at 6:30. Women's Bible study on Daniel at Christy's house on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Lakeland Bible Church is hosting a DM2 workshop on Romans 1 through 5 from July 19th to the 21st. Contact Scotty Parnell for more information. And then Rachel Musser is with us today, and Rachel has an upcoming missionary trip to Zambia. And Rachel, you're going to tell us a little bit about that, right?
Yeah.
All right, come on up.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sounds good. Hi all, so I'm just going to share with you guys a little bit about what's going to be coming up for us this August with going to Zambia. As many of you guys know, I've been working with DM2 and doing a lot of workshops with them over the past, I think the first time I ever went to a workshop with them was in 2013. So January 2013 was my first Romans conference. And so I've just been able to be a part of a lot of those workshops. And you guys, many of you know them, I think, what the whole purpose of it. And I brought a couple things to show you as well for when we go to Zambia. But this one's the one we're going to be doing in Zambia, Women of the Word. But the whole purpose of them is you go through a booklet like this, and there's Women of the Word, there's Romans 1 through 8, there's so many of them. But the purpose is you go through it with the purpose that you yourself are going to use it to start a Bible study or a study of your own. So it's that encouragement, it's giving someone a tool to do disciple making with it. And it's a verse-by-verse study through different books of the Bible, but also with Women of the Word, it's more topical. And I'll tell you guys a little bit about that. So first off is Zambia. I don't know if any of you guys know where Zambia is located, but I had to look it up on a map because I wasn't sure, and I've never been to Africa. But Zambia is located in the south of Africa, and if you see there, Lusaka is the capital. That's one of the cities that we're going to be in. The other is Kasama, and it's in the northern part of Zambia. So we'll be in two different locations, and I'll have a little bit of information about what we'll be doing in both of those locations. But I will be there August 9th through 20th, and it'll be with a team of women and Brett. So we'll have us all heading there. And so as many of you guys know, if I'll click, there it is. Okay, so here are just a few pictures. I'm trying to think. I think these are all of the women's workshops that we've done over the years. I'm not sure if there's any that I've left out. These aren't the different Bible studies that we've done, but just for you guys to kind of get a look at it, the Women of the Word is a survey of different women in the Bible. And it goes through each one of those stories through the passages, verse by verse. And you talk about the different lessons that you can learn from those. And we've seen the top two are in Spokane Bible Church, and I think that was 2014, and then 2015. And then the ones that are right below those on either side were in Harlingen, Texas. And I think that was around the same years, but it was in the summertime, where those two were in the springtime. And then we had 4 that we did in Ukraine. So in 2016, I think, 2017, Laura and I, let's see if this is there it is. Laura and I went to Ukraine, and we did a women's workshop in Lviv, and then we did one in Kyiv. And what was really, really neat about this is there was a lot of different women who taught with us who were Ukrainians. So the whole purpose is giving them a tool so they can teach us, so it's not just like going in there and like they're waiting for you to learn something. It's more that they're having a platform now to be able to feel like they can do something themselves as well. So it's not just about like the people coming in, but also like getting the people who are sitting down up there and feeling like they can trust the Lord to do something, which is really exciting to see. So there's a lot of people, graduates of the Bible College, people who Dad had already done some DM2s with, and they have different women's Bible studies going on in Ukraine using the material too. And so it's been kind of neat to see all those things. Same with some of the ones in Spokane. Amber has her own women's Bible study that she's been going through right now, and that was directly from going to the women's conference last year. where we were going through Romans 1 through 5. This year, the national one is Romans 5 through 8. And so we'll be studying the rest of the half, which is all about sanctification and identity truths. And then so after we went to Ukraine with that, we then went to Ukraine the next year, Mom and I did, and that was in Barashivka, which is one of the churches you guys know, Zhenya. So that's his church. And then that was cool too because we had good friends that we knew there who were teaching as well. And then this one is in Olesk. That one was really, really neat because I had never been to Olesk. No one we knew had ever been to Olesk, but they were interested in doing a women's group. And my dad said, "Hey, Rachel, would you like to go with them?" And so I got to go with a group of women and see how they just trusted the Lord to work through them. And it was really neat. So that was just what we've been doing over the years. That's just the women's workshops. We planned a lot of different co-ed ones too. And then there's tons of Bible studies that are like filtering out in some way. And same with the youth and everything Alex has been involved in. But what we're going to be doing in Kasama is we're going to do very similar to what we did in those other places that I just showed you pictures of. We are going to be doing the Women of the Word study, which I showed you guys and told you a little bit about. But one thing that we're also going to be doing is we're going to be doing a Sunday school curriculum training. And so this is a Sunday school curriculum that Wanda wrote, and some of you guys know Wanda. And so we're going to be giving them a tool not just to teach other women and start Bible studies with, but also a tool to teach Sunday school over there. So it's two different things. So we'll do them, like give the women an opportunity to learn how to have a tool to teach other women, but also children as well. And this is just a picture from over in Africa with one of the other workshops in Kasama. And I have like a little bit, actually, I don't know if you guys get the DM2 newsletters, but they sent one out about a day ago from Zambia, and I just wanted to read a small part of it. It says, "I would describe what we are seeing in Kasama, Zambia," and this is Rob Armstrong, who you guys met at the Colossians conference. I don't know if you remember him, but he helped teach for it. He said, "I would describe what we are seeing in Kasama, Zambia as a spiritual awakening. There's a love for the gospel of grace and an appreciation for the teaching of God's word that I have never witnessed in the United States. Approximately 135 pastors and church leaders, most from the Bemba tribe, attended each session of our DM2 workshop that covered all of 1 Timothy and Titus. What really surprised me was the fact that the people were so passionate about the teaching that they were often unwilling to take a break. At break time, they would tell us to keep on teaching. Sometimes we ended up teaching for 3 hours straight." And if you keep looking at it, they have like lots of the reports from it. And then they have like some of the different women on the back of it as well, who I think we'll get to meet. And then on the last page, I have kind of the information about what I'll be doing there. So I have like a couple of those if you guys want one. After Kasama, what we're going to do is we are going to go to Lusaka, which is the capital, and we're going to go to the God Gives Empowerment Center, which is an orphanage in Lusaka. And so I don't know the whole story very well, but but I'm really looking forward to learn it more. As I hear there's a woman who started it who was a widow, and she started bringing in more and more children and widows. And this is the orphanage that Brett talked about, where he ran into them by accident. He was supposed to go to a church, and the taxi driver dropped him off here instead. And he got to meet them and get to know them. And so we're going to go there and drop off some things in Lusaka as well. So our whole hope with all of it is, and Andy was talking about with that purpose, with that great commission you have to make disciples of all the nations, you have to teach others, faithful people who will be willing to teach others also, is that it's encouraging others to know that that is something that's also been given to them, and that the Lord's going to give them the power and ability to be able to do that as well, as long as they trust Him, and use what they have learned to share with others, whoever is in their life, whether that's their kids, people that they know, their friends, no matter where they're at. So that is our trip to Zambia. And if anyone has any questions, yes, yeah.
How may we support you?
Oh, it's through DM2. So I've got like information on the back of my paper. It's just through Disciple Makers Multiplied, if you'd like to. So
Those will be on the white table.
yeah, I can put those out back. So yeah. Okay. All right.